Hello everyone! Today we have something that we haven't seen on the channel yet, but I did open up a bunch of it way back when it first released. Wars. No, it's not Star Wars, this is Wars. And it is by the producer, Decipher. Yes, that is the old Decipher that also has produced the old Star Wars CCG. And believe it or not, this works pretty much the same. This is a game that came out after Star Wars, the CCG, after Decipher lost the license for Star Wars, and they made their own space game because Star Wars CCG was quite popular. And yeah, they wanted it to continue, but they didn't have the resource, well, the licensing. So they made their own game. And this is from the second set, Nowhere to Hide. These are two starter decks with the Overlord's deck and the Cats and Claws. I have not opened up anything from this set yet, although I did open up quite a bunch for set 1. So let's take a look at what we will get. And as I will open this, you guys who are familiar with the old Star Wars game will see some similarities. If I can open it up. Hold on a minute. There you go. Oh, no. Spoke too soon. Alright. So I will be opening these up in one video. Doesn't make sense to make separate videos for this. Unless there is a demand for it, then I will open up some more stuff for it. So we get a rules booklet, and these decks are randomized, I believe. So we have Dagger Lead. Ooh, foils have curled over the years. Pretty much. Right, so it's basically just like Star Wars. You have some numbers over here, you have the cost over there, and something over there. Yeah. This is just a space game. In the future, it is, what did it say in the box? 2391 AD. The moon and Mars have long been colonized. Yeah, alien races have emerged. Terror in the fabric of space. This really reminds me of Mass Effect, actually. And more of those games. This is from 2005. I believe Mass Effect wasn't out yet then. Ranger Watchman. We have a Life Seeker. Another Dagger Lead. Cornered. And there are always a couple of foils in the deck. I believe 5, yeah. And these have special rarities in the bottom. And then we have the deck itself. So yeah, you can add them to the deck or not. Tilak Houseguard. And yeah, they have their own lore, their own alien races. This is from the Kizin. Dagger Juggernaut. Corporate Transport. So these are like the ships. And you'll see soon what I mean with basically a continuation of Star Wars with the locations and the planets. Carabinier. Juggernaut's Tender. We have an Assault Carbine. Mouthpiece. Collaborative Strike, Tilak House Guard again, Ordnance Master, Venus Garrison Fighter. There we go. These are just like the locations in Star Wars. You have locations, you place them in a certain order. You can travel along those locations. This is basically the same as Star Wars was. We have Ganymede, which is the planet, and it is a harvesting camp. So, yeah. Then we have a planet here, or in this case, an asteroid, its location. Ceres, Belt Hideaway. And just like Star Wars with the lightsabers, we have these symbols over here, what it would get if you occupy it. The Gorget Cannon, escort cruiser. We have Ganymede Explorative Camp. And as we can see, these are actually from set 1, because the one in the front is from the set number. So this is a mix of set 1 and set 2. So we have these. Ganymede Triginium Well. Infantry Support Vehicle. Resolute Quarrel. Ganymede Forward Base. Gorget Cannon. Carabinier, Juggernaut Tender, Ordnance Master, another Carabinier, another Ganymede. Now we get some multiples, as we have seen. Yeah, this is very interesting. It's an interesting game, because I really loved the old Star Wars game, and yeah, this Wars game, it was just a continuation with a different theme of our own universe. I mean, I love it. I really love it. Here we have Ganymede, one of the moons, I believe, of Jupiter, judging by the back. Triginium Source. Porter Bot. Yeah, there we have more of the same. Venus, Yacht Works. Expansion. Ganymede, Harvesting Camp again. Yeah. And I believe a playset for this game is 4 as well. Construction Bot. Ganymede, Mining Platform. Expansion. Yeah. And the final card for this deck. So there we have the Overlord's starter deck. And as you can see, the foils here are basically the same colors as it are in the deck itself. So yeah, this game, yeah, it wasn't as much of a success as Decipher hoped it would be. I mean, I really liked it. I bought it at the time, and at the time we had big players like World of Warcraft entering the market with the first set. I remember it was on the same convention that it happened, and I got the starter decks for this one, and I got a booster box for this one. Then again, I also got a booster box of World of Warcraft at the time, and yeah, that basically won my heart a little bit more because it was a known franchise. But like I said, I really like this as well because it is in our own universe and because I absolutely love space. There. Yeah, there we go. So now we have Cats and Claws. I remember this faction. Hellcats, alright. We have another booklet here. So I believe it only had like 2 or 3 sets, and then it was cancelled yet again. Just like most of Decipher's games, because Decipher isn't really around anymore, I believe. Well, we have Killer Kite Grimalkin as our foil, the Taka Assault Craft, Rakat, which were the alien races, Zhang Hot Rod, Ilna Guide. We have another Ganymede, Hunter's Camp. So this is also from Ganymede. We have a Lauded Flayer, and yes, it did feature some well-known artists from the time. This one is RK Post. Yeah, really known for its art in Magic as well. Independent Transport, Plundering Bandit, Boxer, another one of these. Another Ganymede, Frontier Camp, a Widowmaker. But as you can see here, by the way, you'll see a sigil, which is unique to this faction. Dark Slider, Raider, Triginium Stash, another one of these, Belt Runner, Triginium Horde, we have another Ceres, Belt Hideaway, Plundering Bandits, Ilna Guide, Boxer, Ilna Guide, Little Nelly, Quay Navigator, Plundering Bandit, a Widowmaker, Ganymede. And I do remember that some of these civilizations were based on real life civilizations. There was one faction, I believe it was the red one, that was based on Japan, Japanese. Ganymede captured a refinery. And then we have some others, like the one in the previous deck. That was based on basically Earth, very stereotypical Earth. There was a Russian faction, I believe. And then, of course, we had the aliens, like these. Takachuluk Squad, and Independent Transport. So we had a lot of sci-fi tropes. Arethusa, Remote Power Plant. Expansion, Quay Navigator. Ganymede, yet again. Takachuluk Squad. Expansion, Razorjack. We have more of the same Ravagers. Hey, an upside down card. Ravagers. We have another Ganymede. Occupied Tunnels. Ganymede Vantage Point. A Hunter Bot. Dark Slider. And another Frontier Camp. So that's the last deck. Right, so I think part of the demise of this game is, well, both the timing. I mean, World of Warcraft came out at that time, very successful. We had releases like Anachronism at the time, but it wasn't really popular. For Magic, we had a new era with, what was it, Mirrodin at the time? No, later. Ravnica. I believe it was Ravnica. I think it was Ravnica. At that time, so yeah, big card games were coming out or either having big releases, popular releases. And also the fact that Wars didn't have a really catchy name. I mean, Wars. Try to find it. It is possible, but you'll likely end up with Star Wars results for that. That's a bit of a shame, but the game itself, it's fun. I believe I have played it once upon a time with the old starter decks from set 1. I will try it again. The theme was original, well, as original as sci-fi can be, and it wasn't linked to any IP. In my point, that was a good thing, but the fact that they called it Wars was a bit... Yeah, you couldn't talk about people with this as much. But for those of you who do remember it, please comment down in below. Did you like the game? Was it something that you tried and it wasn't for you? Let me know, because I'm really curious about your opinions on this game. Should I open up more of this? I mean, there is some stuff that I could still get. Yeah, let me know. Oh, win your share of $10,000 cash. 2005 Open Championship. Right, that's a nice prize actually. So, thank you all very much for watching this card game that probably a lot of you haven't heard of before. Like the video, subscribe, join my Patreon if you haven't done so already. Like these people here, thank you all very much for that. You guys help out the channel more than you know. And see you all next time. Bye-bye.